I don't know. Do you guys ever feel like sometimes you're too old to play like a new game, or like if somebody was like, "Hey, I have a free guest pass for actually, I think Final Fantasy 14 is free up to level 20 or something," and somebody's like, "Hey, come play this with me." Would you do it?
I mean, I have a what is it? I can't remember who's the company that makes League of Legends.
Right.
Riot, yeah. So a buddy of mine works at Riot and like offered me a free trial of Valorant, and I was like, no, I've got too much on my plate. I'm playing like Destiny and all this shit and whatever, so I can't do it. Thanks though. But like, it kind of feels like that, like a little bit with like Red Dead Redemption 2. Like I'm someone that very much loves the story driven and campaign and this and that, but it's difficult for me to want to like go back and replay the storyline of Red Dead Redemption 2 and just like fuck around and have fun. Yeah. When I know there's literally those same elements in Red Dead Online. And it's like, well, if I'm going to fuck around and like hunt animals and get into shootouts then why won't I do it for this like online bank account that's going to like be the MMO thing versus like my own individual save playthrough where I'm on their narrative doing my thing. Yeah. That doesn't really extrapolate to any other social construct. I don't know.
I kind of did the same thing you did. Like I played half of Ghost of Tsushima, and then I watched my little brother play the rest of it because I contracted the coronavirus and I couldn't move. So after I watched him play it, I still kept playing it. So I got halfway through the storyline, but then I was just like, why would I invest that much time already? Because like I don't have enough time to play other games or my other projects. And Ghost of Tsushima Legends came out, which is their co-op mode. So I invested much more time into the co-op mode or the online portion than I did in the actual narrative. Even though I saw the narrative, the whole thing, which is badass, is the ultimate weeaboo dream to be a samurai. I don't want to spoil the ending either, but it's definitely
dude.
It's definitely a very Asian storyline, dude. I was like, oh, I love it. The Last of Us. Why would you do this? But anyways, but yeah, I was more invested into the online portion than I was into the single player one. You know, like I know, the World of Warcraft also has its own lore and its own like campaign, right? But it's also more of a co-op game.
So every expansion is like a part of the story, you know. And so every time it's an expansion, you get the next part of like the main storyline, and you basically complete the main storyline while leveling up, you know. And so yeah, there's a big lore, and there's a big. They made a movie about it, like a legit like movie, like they went in the theaters and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Oh, I watched it. That shit was dope.
Was it good?
I liked it, dude. I don't know. People said it was bad, but I liked it. I like cheesy ass movies.
I kind of wanted to watch it because they had the Asian guy from Into the Badlands in it. I was like, oh, I don't know. I heard bad things about it. What was his name?
I'm a Warcraft fan, so
it was an interesting movie. I mean, I'm not a Warcraft person by any means, really, but like, yeah, and that's what I realized as you were talking. Like, so my friends who kind of basically DM our like Dungeons and Dragons campaign really based it off of their World of Warcraft stuff. So all of like the characters we use and locations and this and that is all based off WoW. But like,
oh, that's pretty cool.
It's still a Dungeons and Dragons campaign where we all sit around and play. Yeah. So we haven't done that in you know since COVID or whatever. But I think that's a good exercise in seeing how that extrapolates. Is I've got the analog version of WoW, which is like literally sitting around with my friends, and it's fun and everything, and I enjoy doing it. But there's literally like a time where it's like, oh, we've been here for 4 hours, guys. Maybe we'd like call it, and we all go home and like separate. But with online games and MMOs specifically, it's almost kind of like that same allegory for like playing poker with your friends versus like online poker. And it's like, there's these people that can make, so much money playing poker, just hands of poker with people, this and that and this and that. But just mathematically, you will spend so much more like time playing hands if you've got like 4 different online poker things going on. And so you're just get so much further into poker and so much further into the game and so much more into that like back and forth and that competitive spirit on the internet playing against strangers than you can ever get with the like just you sitting around with some of your best friends in the world.
Very true.
But that's like a different incentive though, right? Like that's more of a money incentive.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like, just if you're like, even if you're just playing with friends, you know, playing poker with friends, it's still, you know, oh, if I'm going to play hands of poker, I can go online and play a million hands of poker in the time it takes us to deal the cards like 20 times.
Yeah.
So it's just like same with you know, RPGs versus MMORPGs. You know, as much as I love my friends and want to hang out with them in person, it's just like it's so much easier when we all are on the same page with Destiny and we're all like, "Yep, this is what's happening right now. We can all just jump into this raid, and this is what's going on, and etc. etc."
Would you?
You know what I don't like about Destiny? Hold on, sorry. A big gripe I have is that why can't you make the groups more than 4? Is it 4, right? Is that the max?
3.
Oh, even worse, bro. That's it.
Well,
That's all I had to say.
Now PvP is up to 6v6. But in like world events, it's only 3, man, and it sucks.
That's the worst, bro. Come on, I don't understand that. It should be 5.
It's supposed to build off the idea of like having a warlock, hunter, and titan, one of each class. I mean, you can do activities like Gambit, which is 4. Sometimes PvP will have 4, but raids are 6. Raids are the only thing that does 6. Now, I mean, so would you guys play World of War? Okay, actually, it's more Emilio, but would you play World of Warcraft if it was just a narrative and not a multiplayer game?
No. I think I would have. I mean, what do you mean? Like if it was just like a standalone offline game?
Just standalone offline, yeah.
Oh no, I would for sure. I would. Yeah, I like the story a lot. No, I'm sorry. I thought you meant like something else. Yeah, if it was just like a standalone offline game, like I don't know, Red Dead Redemption, like how that story is offline. You know, I would totally play the World of Warcraft version. That shit would be so sick.
And I know you, Justice, you like single player narrative games too, right?
Yeah, definitely. I love, you know, open sandbox games where you can just kind of go do whatever you want. And that's why I'm like so stoked for Cyberpunk, because I know, and I think I'm, you know, not taking any criticism seriously or any like stuff like that. I'll get it to it when I get to it. But I was just so into The Witcher 3. I've had nothing but faith in what they'll be able to turn out with this kind of game. And so far, everything I've seen has just been like, yeah, guys, that's just how Project Red goes. Like, everyone's like, yeah, no, it seems like the side missions are more in depth than like the main story. I'm like, yeah, that was The Witcher, guys. Like all the side missions are fucking badass and the main storyline's kind of just its own thing. But like, what's the like, that sounds like it'll be fucking a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't want to say, I don't know how to say this without sounding like a non-gamer, but I do like multiplayer games more than I do single player games. It's if I had an option to play a game, it would always be a multiplayer games. I just like the feeling of playing with somebody. I know it's like sometimes when I was a kid, I would play a lot of RPGs, and I just hate the feeling of just like being by yourself for 8 hours grinding away. And I find that grinding is more fun when you're grinding with somebody else too.
Did you ever make any online friends?
Through RPGs?
Yep. Because I have some friends that I made online that I literally still talk to this day, and I've like been friends with them since like my early Warcraft days.
Well, RPGs were offline games.
Oh, I'm talking about like you're talking about the offline games?
Yeah, just like offline games. Like it's hard to just play like an offline game. Obviously now, like in today's age, is different because there's all these forums and Discord. And you have, you know, like Steam. You can go on Steam and see which one of your friends are playing this RPG at the same time, which my entire friends list is Cyberpunk. So you have a community you can build off to play with, you know. But before, back then, it was just like there was no community unless you were in forums. And back then, to get into a forum you actually had to be invited, and it was hard. But now it's like a click of a button, you know.
I don't know, bro. I just think I don't have time for all these games. Like you were saying earlier, like what were you saying earlier about like being 30 and like
oh yeah, that's what I was leading to. Game? It's just it's like if it's not a multiplayer game, I feel like at this age it's hard for me to get into it because I don't have a lot of time anymore. I have to in order for me to play like a certain game, I have to cut certain things out of my life. But if I were to play a game like Destiny or Halo, I'm able to combine two aspects of my life together, gaming and community, you know.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. For me, dude, I think we talked about this yesterday. Like, there's just too many games out.
Yeah.
Like, there's just like too many games I want to play. Like, I'm playing Cyberpunk right now. I'm playing Counter-Strike. I'm playing Valorant. I'm also playing, hold on. Oh, playing Warzone, Call of Duty Warzone, because that's what like all my friends are playing is Warzone. So it's like that's like 4 or 5 games right there, dude, that I all want to play. And so like I don't know. There's for me, like I don't think it's like getting older. I think it's just like there's just too many games that like I wanna dabble in. And I just like you said, I don't have time. Like I get home from work, I'm tired. I still want a game, but like I also can't like overdo it, you know? So
Justin, you must be playing a lot of games too because of the Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
that shit's sick.
That shit's hella sick. Xbox, I mean Microsoft, good shit.
No, they've added new content to it too, and it's paid for itself for me, honestly. Like there's a couple times where I'm like, yeah, I don't even need to go buy. Like it feels like the price I'd be spending on new video games throughout the course of the year. It's just delivered to me. Like I was like, oh, Outer Worlds, you know, I fucking New Vegas. Oh, it's already on Game Pass. Don't need to buy it. Just download it. And then like they just added Fallen Order, played through that. Don't need to buy it. You know, they just kind of one of the Assassin's Creeds, threw it on there, played through that. You know, just and keep giving me games that I can like kind of want to play and like don't want to buy. And keeps working out.
Dude, yeah, it's literally a game changer what Xbox did with the Game Pass, man. They say that most of their games will be on Game Pass. There will be a few games where you have to purchase, but most of them will be in the Game Pass. You know, I think I pay $14 a month for the PC games, Xbox games, and the online membership.
And Beyond Light's on Game Pass too, right?
Is it? No.
I thought it was.
No.
I thought I've been playing Beyond Light on like my Xbox just because I like.
Really?
I didn't buy it. I didn't buy the expansion. I just thought I just like downloaded it and then I've just been like, I've been doing Beyond Light missions.
I know that they give you all the other DLCs. I didn't know they gave you Beyond Light too.
Well, I was annoyed by like that because I had just bought all the other DLCs and I was like, oh, if I'd waited 2 months, it would have been on Game Pass. But then I thought like I got like an expansion for Beyond Light through Game Pass as well.
Did I know that?
Double check. I'm still not 100% sure myself.
Don't quote us on this.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, there's just so many games. Like one of my games that I wish I played more was Remnant: Rise from the Ashes. It was a great game. It was a third-person shooter. It was made by the guys who did. It's made by Gunfire Games. I forgot what other game they made. Darkstroke, something 3, Darkstriders 3. Yeah, that's what they made. I think they made Darkstriders 3. No, I could be definitely wrong. But I wish I played that game more. And the reason why I didn't play that game was because not a lot of my friends played it. So I struggled to find people to play that game with. And you know, it's sad because they didn't play that game. It was a great game, great developers. And I had to play other games where I had more of my friends playing it. So I didn't feel alone playing games. And there's just too many fucking games out there, man.
Too many games, dude. Too easily accessible too.
I mean, I'm feeling kind of the opposite. I like my single player campaigns as much as it's kind of fun to hop online and get into it with other people, but I'm just kind of tired of like having this experience and where there's toxicity or the threat of toxicity, even if there's no actual toxicity at all. I'm just kind of like, you know what? I would much rather just fuck around and like ride this horse through the wilderness and do these side missions and go at my own pace instead of like going into some sort of waiting area where this chump has got the newest, best armor because he ground out his, 30 hours to get it because he's a, 15-year-old that is, remote learning right now and has nothing but time to just crunch away and grind the stuff out. And so it's kind of like...
You hate the sweaty players.
Yeah, the sweaty players kind of just make it like... not less fun, but I'm just like, I don't even want to go online for like Cyberpunk spoilers and stuff just because I'll see all the people that are like, oh yeah, I've already done this and that and I've got, this cool thing that does this or that. And I'm like, I don't want to really like compare myself to you guys who have been like grinding this out. I just want to go at my own pace and like have my own experience for my own fun.
why go online to get spoilers from Cyberpunk when you have two of us right here? We tell you what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah. Now
No,
I
it's
got to
just
fight it
zero
off from all
spoiler.
angles.